we know in Genesis chapter 3 that when God called Adam and Eve and the serpent before him to judge that situation, that it was right there that God cut a covenant with death. We know that in eternity that the blood, as Peter said, was already shed before the foundation of the world. Paul that knew it in many places that we were in Christ before the foundation of the world. And so, in God cutting that covenant with death and him becoming flesh to fulfill that covenant, and he was going to fulfill it. How the eternal Christ would come clothed in flesh to come on his territory and take us back. And then in that, not just declaration, but manifestation, says we are to life. I mean, for real. It's not hype. It's not, okay. You were spiritually dead, and now you are spiritually alive. No. Well, I was physically dead. Death was working in my life, in my body, in my being. No. He snatched me out of an enemy. Death is an enemy. Hebrews said that the last enemy to be destroyed is death. Yeah. Death is an enemy to the spirit of life in Christ. Yes. He rescues us from an enemy of death, that we experience the power and glory of it right now. This is not a get to heaven thing, and we're not going to heaven. We're going to pocket power of the earth. Heaven will be a place of worship and dealing with our mission and our order and dealing with all life over death now. Yes. It is death, and not everybody going to meet that appointment because Christ will return and then we will be alive. But we should embrace the standing of what we need to embrace, that we will fear nothing. We will fear nothing. We will know in us the very person and nature of Yahushua the Christ now in resurrection power, undamaged, pure baptism of death, but to be raised in the newness of spirit life and eternal power. He is waiting for us to become so intimate with him that way that we, the kingdom citizen, is with us everywhere we go. And the more we possess that, intellectual students and scholars of the word, we too superficial and haphazard and commercial with the word. No, we should know this government officials and be able to break this word down and debate it and articulate it properly, scholarly, and acute wisdom. But we are too inundated with self, too inundated with selfishness and our own agenda. As I say often, my dear, he is not going to give his son any less than what he died for. And he said himself, I will present unto myself a glorious ecclesia without spot or wrinkle or any such thing. He's going to do the present will, get what his son died for, and present to his son what he died for, because the word said that Jesus with us will present us to the Father. Everything presented back to the Father, and things will come back into existence as it was before sin was. Not just before Adam sinned, because sin started in heaven. It didn't start in the garden, it started in heaven. So the last, and we would be presented with him. So glory. That's a powerful presentation. He's doing the presentation. And everything will be back in the original content.
Yes.
Untainted, undefiled, holy, pure and powerful, ever existent, and it cannot touch or be touched with sin or death again. And we can experience it to the measure he died for us right now. if we dare go the distance, if we dare jump in wholeheartedly in the ocean of the Spirit, we can experience it now. We can experience it now. I don't want to just keep rattling on. But it's if we understood that we were buried with him in baptism unto death and raised to newness of life with resurrection power, and that power is designed to ever increase, because the power is a person. It's a person. He is a person in us. Yes. Not a feeling, not an emotion, not a twitcher. No, he is a person waiting to expand himself beyond our imagination, beyond our natural comprehension, to his mind, an eternal mind that can pierce time, because eternity always transcends time. And if we're of an eternal nature, we should transcend time. Time is not our enemy. Time is our asset. Time is to respond to us. Time is to obey who Christ is in us. But every time we meet a dimensional order that was already spoken out of eternity into time concerning us, then time must release unto us what eternity has commanded. In the fullness of time, God sent forth his Son that was already established in eternity. Born of the woman, born of the law. It was already set in eternity to transcend time. And when it was time in the earth, eternity had already spoken. So now time had to present what eternity had commanded to be. And it's the same way now, if we dare believe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You good. Rattle on, because some people need their cages rattled, shaked.
Yeah.
Shake it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're bound in time.
Yes.
We're bound in a capsule of time, and we should be bound in time. Time should be our barometer. Let me not waste time. Let me not take time foolishly or haphazardly. Let me keep my barometer in view, that I become